I was in the moment. So I understood everything that was going on. There was some surprises, I can say that, but, me being in that moment.
Terence Crawford recently addressed an incident with police that took place not long after his championship parade in Omaha. The undisputed super middleweight champion revealed that he was held at gunpoint during the encounter. Crawford explained that he has clear video evidence showing the officers went far beyond what was necessary, stressing that their actions were excessive in what should have been a routine situation.
Seatbelt. I'm opening the door. I'm opening the door. Right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up. I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's...
Crawford described the encounter as unreal. He explained that he was the one behind the wheel, completely sober, and that everyone cooperated fully with the stop. Despite their compliance, one of the officers still pulled a firearm, which Crawford said felt unjustified. To him, it seemed like the moment was being ruined for no reason, and the entire situation was unnecessary.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, really.
You've never drank or smoked, right?
I don't do none of that.
That's crazy.
So I'm just real chill.
Crawford shared that he spoke directly with Mayor Ewing, who has a background in law enforcement, shortly after the incident. He said officials assured him that an internal investigation would begin immediately. Based on that commitment, Crawford decided not to release some of the evidence he has, choosing instead to wait until the review is finished and the appropriate steps are taken.
And everything that was going on when it was happening, it was like everything just slowed down to me at that.
Crawford confirmed that there are video recordings of what happened, but said he won't release them publicly until the investigation runs its course. He stressed that situations like this need accountability, noting that while his story has gained attention due to his status, many ordinary people experience the same thing without seeing justice. Soon after the interview, Crawford lightened the tone by celebrating his 38th birthday on Instagram, writing that although some view that age as old, he feels stronger than ever and is ready for the next chapter of his life, calling it Chapter 38.
38. It's a blessing. Hey, listen, I appreciate all y'all for coming out, celebrating with me from the parade to the park.
What added another layer to the story was the presence of Crawford's chief of security, Qasim Shabazz, who was in the car at the time and spoke even more extensively about the stop than Crawford did. Shabazz explained that one officer approached his side of the vehicle while another went toward Crawford's, and that he already knew what the usual procedure looked like. According to the Omaha police account, when Crawford leaned down to retrieve his license and registration, an officer spotted a firearm near his feet. From there, Crawford was asked to step out of the car, complied without issue, and was briefly handcuffed while officers completed their checks. Police officials later repeated this version of events in follow-up statements.
This is what they was doing. Crawford, like I'm saying, anybody that's being held down and disrespected wants to prove everybody wrong. If you're a real champion, you know what I'm saying? And then they're holding it back from you. They're seemingly...
The three passengers traveling with Crawford were also ordered out of the car at gunpoint and briefly placed in handcuffs. Authorities later stated that 2 firearms were found inside the vehicle, but confirmed that everyone involved was properly licensed to carry. Shabazz, however, challenged parts of the official report. He maintained that Crawford never attempted to reach for his license or registration, noting that Crawford had already informed the officers that he didn't have the documents on him because they were left at home. In Shabazz's view, there was no reason for Crawford to make a movement toward paperwork he had already admitted wasn't there. Shabazz later explained that both he and Crawford were armed, and said he immediately notified the officers about his firearm as required by Nebraska law. According to him, that's when the situation escalated. Crawford also admitted to having a firearm, and Shabazz claims the officer on his side suddenly panicked, yelling orders like, "Hands up! Get out of the car! Don't reach!" even though no weapon was drawn. Shabazz recalled the moment as frightening, saying that everyone in the vehicle genuinely feared for their safety. In the end, the only charge filed against Crawford was for reckless driving, though Shabazz insisted the original stop was simply for speeding.
I'm just saying, it's just like they doing Crawford like they did us the whole time. They don't want you to have nothing, and they don't want to give you nothing. That's why they burned down Tulsa. That's why they burned down every other black community. They don't want you to have it, and they don't want to give you nothing. They don't want to be with you, and they don't want to see you.
Crawford reportedly questioned the validity of the stop, asking the officer how he could be cited for speeding without any radar confirmation. Shabazz added that he filmed video of the officer acknowledging the lack of radar, though that recording has not been released publicly. Once word of the incident reached Mayor Ewing, he stepped in personally. Ewing explained that he, along with his chief of staff Tom Warren, spoke directly with Crawford, who made it clear that he wanted a formal investigation into what had happened.
Hey yo, that's embarrassing by Omaha law enforcement that you will arrest, held on gunpoint, Terence Crawford after having a parade in Omaha, after receiving the keys to the city? Huh? Hey yo, that cop gotta be some hater, bro. Hey yo, that's like... Mayor
Ewing later contacted Police Chief Todd Schmaderer, who authorized an internal affairs review of the stop. Ewing explained that by going through the body camera footage, the city hopes to establish a clear picture of what took place. He emphasized that the goal isn't to make assumptions, but to collect facts, share them with the community, and maintain transparency throughout the process. When asked for an on-camera interview, Omaha police declined, opting instead to release a written statement. The investigation is still ongoing. In a Facebook post, Ewing also mentioned that he personally spoke with Crawford as soon as he learned about the incident.
Crawford, the current 168-pound, undisputed champion, being pulled over at Gunpoint in his own city. Now, the police have said that this was reckless driving, something like that. The police chieftain made a statement. The man, Terence Crawford.
Ewing acknowledged the gravity of the situation, stressing the importance of trust between law enforcement and the community and the ongoing effort required to strengthen that bond. He confirmed that Police Chief Todd Schmaderer had committed to a full internal review, a process Ewing said he fully supports, and emphasized that all findings will be collected and shared openly with the public. Reflecting on how the celebration ended, Ewing admitted he was deeply saddened that a day meant to honor the city's world champion boxer concluded in such a troubling way.
The NYPD holding Derek Jeter on gunpoint and arresting him after the Yankee championship parade in New York City, bro. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't even happen, bro. It wouldn't even happen. So this cop gotta be some hater, bro. He must be hating on Terence Crawford.
Ewing encouraged the community to focus on the positive spirit of the day while the city works to uncover exactly what went wrong. He emphasized that every Omaha resident deserves to feel both safe and respected, no matter their background. Earlier that same day, Crawford had been celebrated for becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion after defeating
Alvarez by unanimous decision in Las Vegas, a historic win that made him the first male fighter to unify titles across 3 weight divisions.
With an undefeated record of 42 victories, 31 of them by knockout, Crawford was honored with a parade through downtown before fans later joined him at a live music venue to mark his 38th birthday, just blocks from where the traffic stop occurred.
He is the pride of North Omaha, our hometown champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the pound-for-pound champ, Terence Bud Crawford!
Hey! I'm gonna say that for tonight.
Despite the day's celebrations, events took a sharp turn when Omaha police stopped champion boxer Terence Bud Crawford early Sunday, ordering him out of his vehicle at gunpoint and citing reckless driving. The tense encounter unfolded only hours after his hometown honored him with a parade celebrating his victory over Canelo Alvarez. Back in Omaha for the occasion, Crawford proudly displayed his accomplishment as the undisputed super middleweight champion, marching with his $188,000 gold ring belt.
Now I'll bring our mayor back up to present gifts.
I would like to have the honor of presenting you with the key to the city of Omaha.
Let's go, bud.
That wraps things up for now. Stay tuned, fight fans, for more updates soon.